Hey there, it's Sam, and I'm standing downtown San Francisco. Just a disclaimer, those of you who get upset about background noise and traffic noise may want to stop watching right now, because I'm standing downtown San Francisco, and just talking to you today because the moon is in Capricorn today in the nakshatra Shravana. This is on Thursday, and Shravana literally means hearing. It's related to Lord Vishnu. Vishnu is the god of Shravana, and it's just starting to drizzle here a little bit. It's about the interconnectedness of all things. This section of the zodiac is really powerful because from here, after Shravana Nakshatra, then the moon goes into Dhanishta, which leads into Aquarius, and that has to do with like universalizing the soul and mass public consciousness and things such as, democracy, protests, demonstrations, things like that. I think we're going to see a lot more media attention and focus on things like the Occupy Wall Street and those social movements. And you see behind me, this is the OccupySF sort of hub right here. They're back there. We're out in front of the Federal Building here in San Francisco. And the moon's going to be going through this section of the zodiac, as I say, for the rest of this week. And over the weekend, the moon will be in Aquarius. And so this section of the zodiac is where, after we feel the hope and sort of expansive quality of Sagittarius, which has to do with things like religion and hope and higher meaning, higher philosophies, then the next sign is Capricorn, which is where the moon is now. And Capricorn demands that we actually put those things into practice, that we actually implement those hopes and ideals, because as long as it just stays in this abstract realm where like, oh yeah, I believe in God, I believe in this, or this gives me hope, nothing really changes. That's why the next sign is Capricorn, which says, okay, now you need to put it into practice. Now you need to work through all of your fears, and you need to learn to be alone, and you need to cultivate qualities of solitude and introspection. Then after we cultivate that, which is Capricorn, then the next sign is Aquarius, which then we come from a perspective that's more universal. Because once we face our inner demons and we make a commitment to strengthening our psychology and psychological life, which is really what Capricorn is about, ruled by Saturn, shattering our illusions, making a commitment to our own growth, then we come from a psychological perspective that has a lot more strength and a lot more realism. And then the next sign is Aquarius, which is about doing something in the world with that. Because then once we realize that it's not all about us, or I should say once we become stronger and more realistic emotionally, we realize it's not just about us, and we want to then make a difference in the world, make a difference to others, and do things that support a higher vision. I'd be standing out here a little bit, but it started to drizzle, and I don't want to get my camera wet. So that's where the moon is going to be tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. The moon will be in Aquarius. So I would say that we should expect to see some enhanced media attention on the recent protests. You'll see them grow more. In fact, even today, here on Thursday, I think President Obama made a statement about the protests, and it's going to get even more. So it's going to grow even more, and it's become obvious, at least to those who were not watching, that this is more than just a sort of demonstration. It's really a movement. It's a movement that's starting because people are, even if it's not as well articulated as it could be, people realize that it's just very simple. The 99% are being controlled by the 1%, and it's time to change that. I mean, there's always been inequities, and there always will be, but even 30 years ago, it was much less. It was maybe, you maybe had 30%, 60%, 70% or something, a ratio that at least created an environment where people can, have their voice heard. But now, the whole notion of representative government is getting so hard to fathom, with large corporations owning everything and buying the courts and everything. So it's really getting, things are going to start to shake out now as we move into 2012. And, you know, if you haven't seen it yet, I've done a couple really extensive video explanations of what's coming up, with Saturn about to move into Libra, being exalted, Mars about to go into Leo for 8 months, aspected by Jupiter and Aries. It's coming. There's some big things that are coming. And as soon as I saw this movement, I knew it was a foreshadowing of these events that are happening. And so, next few days, you know, we can expect to see this moon in Capricorn, and especially here today on Thursday, it's in Shravana Nakshatra. Shravana means hearing, and it's not just hearing and listening, but it's also related to the realm of space. Space is the silence that connects everything, and so it's through that, only through a place of silence, that we can hear. Because if there's inner noise, or I should say your inner noise, prevents you from hearing the truth and seeing the truth and whatnot. And so getting clear internally and connecting with the realm of space inside allows you to receive the truth from the outside. And so this is the big quality of Shravana. The deity is Lord Vishnu, who is the pervader of the cosmos. And so feel that pervasive silence within and how it connects everything. Even on a busy and somewhat noisy San Francisco street, I can feel the silence within. Can you? See behind me, a little bit of rain happening. We have the Occupy Wall Street, Occupy San Francisco crowd behind us. And then on Friday, the moon will be in Dhanishta, which literally is about wealth and where we find our true wealth. Of course, it is related to money, but it's also related to value and our values, and how creative we become when we're on fire with our values and our value system. That's the nature of Dhanishta. And then on Saturday, the moon is in Shatabishak Nakshatra, which is ruled by Rahu. Has to do with transforming the poison of the mind into the elixir, the great elixir of immortality. Because really, this is really the nature of Rahu, is to give that sort of eccentric, sort of genius quality. But it can also be somewhat poisonous and toxic if we're impure. So on Saturday, transforming those impurities into healing ambrosia and the elixir. And so this is why Saturday is really good for that sort of healing as well. And sort of metaphysical healing. And then Sunday, the moon is in Purva Bhadra, which has to do with the lightning strike of inspiration that comes down from the heavens. I'll be talking more about that, or you know, I'll be posting some updates on the upcoming nakshatras, but I just wanted to talk about where the moon is right now, and it's in a very crucial part of the zodiac. From Sagittarius to Pisces is where the soul is finishing its place here on Earth. Sagittarius, we have the hope of something otherworldly, something bigger than just all the problems of the world. We have that feeling, though. It's just a feeling. Capricorn means we need to make a commitment to bring that thing into reality through solitude, through maturity, introspection. That's the nature of Capricorn, the feminine reflective quality of Saturn. Then once we do that, then we take that outward into the nature of Aquarius, which is about universalizing our individuality, realizing it's not just about me and all that I want and all that I feel. There's things that are much bigger than me, causes that are bigger. And then after we realize that and we realize our place in the cosmos, then we can let go of it all. And that's Pisces, to just float in that metaphysical stream of love and beauty that has no need for some kind of result. So just a quick update. Getting a little rained on here. So peace.